Hey guys, we are back on the table saw project, and my dad pointed out something very good to me, and it was sort of upsetting to hear, but it was totally true. This Romex is not intended to go on tools, you know, things with moving pieces and parts. You really need to use an armored or BX or however you want to call this type of cable or conduit on a type of machinery like this. If you were doing it at an industrial installation, that's exactly how you do it. So we are going to remove the Romex and we are going to put in some BX type cable and get it done. The other thing I picked up, thanks to somebody who I talked to, one of my dad's buddies, who was going to make a router table at one point in time and then just bought one. He had a piece of phenolic here, so this is like, I'm going to call it 3/16. It doesn't look like it's quite a 1/4 inch. 3/16 phenolic, so we're going to use that as a router inset, and that'll be sweet. Probably won't get to that today, but we'll get to some of the other stuff. So check it out. Nothing like taking apart good hard work.
That's right.
Ah, son of a bitch. I didn't want that long. It's a pigtail.
Don't take the pigtails off.
Oh.
I think they said they're going to hire 200 or 300 of the mechanics.
Oh, really?
Well, I thought so.
Another airline coming up there to do business.
Well, is that what it is?
Well, I don't know. That sounds like what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be smart if they were going to keep talking about light rail. Well, if you're going to do that, you might as well do like Volkswagen did in Germany. I think their rail line also serves commuters. So they bring in all the Volkswagen supplies, but then on the same line they run their public transit.
Yep, that's what they did in Chicago for a long time.
Makes sense.
They ran the commuters in the daytime and the freight at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing the green wires in every box. Safety, safety, right, Dad?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're bearing the green wire and wrapping about half a dozen. Here, I got your green one right here.
Okay.
Bearing about half a dozen twists around there, and then there's a special green Scotch lock right there with a hole in it. Trying to get back into focus there. With a hole in it, and just tighten it down along there. Yep. Nice and tight, guten tight, like the Germans. Yeah. Alright. And then the bare wire goes onto the green post. There you go. Alright. Green wire first. Always. Save your life.
Sometimes it helps to straighten these puppies out before you wind them up. I think it helps a lot.
I would agree.
It announced on television tonight that there is a severe shortage of qualified pilots. I was talking to my friend who just, well, he didn't just retire, he retired a long time ago. And he said he's reading in his Pilots Union magazine that pilots are retiring at a rapid rate right now.
Yep.
And they haven't got people to fill it. And Brian Williams said on NBC, he said one of the reasons they usually start out on the regional carriers, get their hours up and all that stuff.
Right.
But one of the reasons is they ain't paying shit.
Huh?
$16,000 for a co-pilot and $22,000 for a captain on a small airline.
I don't know if I believe that.
Well, I do know that.
Plus mileage, plus perks, plus.
Well, you're talking about a small airline now, a regional.
Yes.
And there was an article a while back, if we're to believe it, it was in Newsweek or something, or one of those, that a lot of those regional carriers, the pilots live in dumps away from home because they can't afford it. The carrier isn't paying for the room like they do with the big ones.
Right.
Ooh. So they just get a dump and jungle up. Kind of like the railroad used to do. We stayed in a freight house. Part of my career. Shit, I didn't bring my wig here. We could have rang it out.
Oh well. We'll do it live.
Alive at 5, huh?
Live on the edge.
Live on the edge. There we go. Do you have another extension ring? Get one more?
I believe I do.
Yes, you did.
Okay. I'm not gonna put that on just yet. Uh-oh. Come here at the bottom there. Uh-oh.
Right.
I'm getting messages. Lots of messages today.
Lots of messages.
Lots of messages today.
You're good?
Yes. We're going to fire up the table saw for the first time and the second time.
First and second time on the second time.
The second time and the first time. Okay, we should be off. Off. The drill's going to act as our vacuum. Right?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Table saw. Louder. There you go. All right. So here we are, all wrapped up there. We got our, hard cable, our armored cable up underneath everything. Got all our switches back in line. Got everything the way it's supposed to be. This is good looking little installation. The last thing I did was add some of these guys. They're Velcro one wraps there. And back when I was doing rock and roll, we used a thing called rip ties, and they're about, I don't know if they're $1 or $2 a piece. Anyway, they're a little expensive to order, like 50 of. I think that's their minimum. But these come in a pack of 6 now, and they also have a pack of 5 that are a little shorter. These are 15 inches. They're really long. But you can wrap them on your cables like that right there, and that right there, and that right there. And then so now when you wrap up your cables at the end of the day, you just Velcro them and they stay in place. It helps you from, doing the old wind them up thing like the noose, like I do on all my other ones right there. Whenever you do that, invariably the wire gets caught in the middle and you get knots and everything else. When you use these little Velcro ties like this, everything's nice, clean, and pretty. So yeah, that's it. I'm not going to belabor the table saw anymore. I'm going to come back when we do a little setup in terms of the mill riding is what I call it. I don't know if that's the real name for it or not, but setting the blade square and true to all the slots and that sort of thing, the fence and all that kind of fun business. So I'll shut you off there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't let your meat loaf.